Well, I wanted to cover the topic of combining legislative findings and intent statements. As I review legislation in the California legislature over the past few years in particular, as well as reviewing a number of California appellate court decisions interpreting California statutes, I definitely have a preferred approach in setting forth legislative findings, declarations, and statements of intent in California legislation. Now, I came across a bill in the 2023 California legislative session that I think follows the approach I definitely advocate for. So, in this particular bill, Section 1 of the measure sets forth a series of legislative findings and declarations, followed by a statement of legislative intent. So, in this particular bill, Section 1, of course, is uncodified language, but that's not the important point. Instead, it's a combination of these statements and using them together in an approach I definitely prefer. In other words, the legislative findings and declarations kind of set the stage regarding the general basis or purpose of the proposed legislation, and then that's followed by a clear statement of legislative intent. And this approach is generally different than many other bills pending in the California legislature. For example, most bills contain either legislative findings and declarations, or they contain statements of legislative intent, but it's not often that both of these are contained in the same bill. So in this particular example, again, Section 1, Subdivision A said the legislature finds and declares both of the following. The first one, A1, is about financial aid and college affordability. A2 is pending folks in California who are admitted to college or university but ineligible for federal aid. And then in subdivision B of section 1, it says, therefore, it's the intent of the legislature to enact legislation to expand eligibility for the Cal Grant Program awards, depending status immigrants, etc. So it's my hope that the courts in particular in California are going to look favorably upon this approach so that they see the findings and declarations followed by a specific statement or two as to the legislative intent, and it's all found in one section of the bill, which again is the approach I definitely prefer.